Oh, the competition's been fantastic on the track because we've seen how close all the cars are. It hasn't been great for weather, you know, so we're now coming to halfway, but our first 4 events, 50% of those have been weather affected. So we actually haven't got the results we want to get so far out of the year. There's no doubt the new qualifying system has produced different grids from what we would have had if we went stuck with our normal qualifying session. We've seen some big name drivers drop out in Q1, Q2. So there's no doubt that it's actually worked as far as qualifying goes. We haven't been great at educating people about describing how qualifying works, and it's certainly probably better on the TV than it is trackside to follow. But that's just an educational point of view. It's just an aspect we just need to be better at explaining how it works, probably in a less complex way. But the result of that is that the qualifying is absolutely giving us different grids to if we had 30 minutes of cars ploughing around, undoing mistakes and making their cars better, which they don't have a chance to do in our short session. In the last 12, there's some really sweaty people going into the final quick 6 because. And in fact, there's been a lot of times where top drivers haven't even got into or haven't looked like they're getting into the final 12. So there's a lot of pressure on the drivers and the teams, which is great. And you know, a mistake in any of those qualifying sessions, you're done for. You can normally not recover from it. So the cream will always rise to the top, but it just makes it really much more difficult for them. No doubt. You talk to any of the drivers and the teams, they love it. Who doesn't love extra power at the push of a button anyway? But it's effectively doubled the amount of power available to them at the press of a button, and it's made a huge difference to how quick the car is in qualifying and in the race, and their strategy over the race as to when they use it and who they use it against. So any driver will tell you that the hybrid this year has been absolutely fantastic and they've really enjoyed it. And we're seeing the results in the races as well. We already started doing it. I mean, we released the calendar some time ago, but the regulations we always tweak. So the learnings we have from this year, there's a few things I know, there's probably 3 things I know already I will change for next year, just because you've looked at this year, we can do it better, or that didn't work as well, or that worked too well. You know, so we just make tweaks to the regulations. The fundamentals of the regulations won't change, but every year we make tweaks based on input we get from drivers and teams, and things that we see from ourselves that we think we can do better than that. We can make it more exciting, we can make it closer if we change this aspect. So already we have a little job list of changes we'll make to the sporting regulations going forward, which will just make things even better, which will make things more exciting going forward. So yeah, as we've seen this year, we've got 20 great cars and drivers on the grid who are producing great racing. It doesn't matter if you've got 20 cars or 30 cars. I'll take quality over quantity any time. I've always said that our ideal number is 24 cars. So we will be inviting expressions of interest going forward from 2 two-car teams who want to join the BTCC. That haven't been able to join it before, because as you know, with the licensing system we have with the BTCC, it's been a bit of a closed shop. Teams couldn't come in because there wasn't licenses available. I'm making now 2 spots available for 2 two-car teams to come in, and anyone that's interested, get in contact with me and we'll have a look at that application process. Actually, Croft always produces great racing. The drivers love Croft, the fans love Croft because there's a lot go to it. So, and also the mid-season break allows teams to have a bit of a reset, reinvigorate themselves. We race every second weekend, so there's no chance to do that. They have a month off. Normally after the mid-season break, you get cars all of a sudden being more competitive than they were before the mid-season break. A lot of work goes in over that break. Croft will probably see some cars become more competitive than they did before, not for any other reason that they've had time to sit back, have a look at all the data from the first half of the season and look at what changes they need to make or improve upon for the second half of the season. So, never seen a dull race at Croft yet. Hopefully it'll be a dry, exciting weekend and a great place for people to go and have a look at a motor race. It's actually a really pleasant environment, as you know, sitting out in the grass banks, watching the cars, you can get really close to them. Love Croft. The crowds this year have been fantastic. Bar Donington, which was a washout, all the crowds have been up. I mean, we just come off the back of Thruxton, who've had their biggest crowd now all sitting. Okay, this century. I know this century is only 24 years old, but that's their biggest crowd. The crowds are coming because the racing's great. The racing's entertaining, it's fun, it's exciting, and that's why they're coming in increasing numbers. Yeah. So whereas a lot of sports, the crowds are dropping off, ours are increasing all the time, and that's because we deliver a great day out. All the drivers are friends in the paddock until someone else wins, and then they stop becoming friends. And those rivalries, although they're pleasant on the surface, they are starting to bubble up. I'm not going to name names, but there's some drivers out there, top drivers out there, who probably won't be so friendly at the end of the year than they will be right now. That's great. That's what you should have in sport, is good, intense rivalries. As long as they don't hit each other and take it to the nth degree, that's fine. But rivalries are great. We all love it. Spectators love it.